So good morning everyone. Happy New Year. We are starting a new Saturday series called Mostly Meditation. So Saturdays will from now on be, at least for now, everything's subject to change, will be, as the name suggests, mostly meditation. And I do invite you to have questions. So if you're watching this on a video, you can post your questions in the comments, and then I'll give a little brief introduction to meditation. And if you're live right now and you have questions, I'm happy to address those. And then we'll just start rolling from there as the Saturdays go on. Hopefully questions will build up, and then I can answer those in the future sessions. And then Saturdays, as I said, will be mostly meditation. So instead of listening to me talk for 30 minutes, as has been for 30 years, we'll do a longer meditation on Saturdays. I think that'll be beneficial because there's other teachers at Dharma Center who can answer questions. You can also look at my books and previous recordings and gain a lot of information from those. But of course, sometimes we have a question a burning question I need to know. So you can type it in the comments and then I can address it at a future session. So I know we have some new faces. So have you guys meditated before? Am I throwing you in the deep end? Okay, good. So I thought it might be fun to do Little Buddha, Big Buddha meditation today, which is a technique that I've taught before. This meditation, let me see, it has 6 songs. That's what I created, yeah. So this is Zazen music, and I'm using it with permission from the Frederick P. Lenz Foundation for American Buddhism. So that's why I can share it also online. And for most of this meditation, now there's 2 variations, but let's stick with the simple technique. Is you imagine a little Buddha in your heart. It can be a female Buddha. You can see Tara. We have Tara here. It can be Padmasambhava. It can be any Buddha that you resonate with. And just picture a little Buddha in your heart. Once you have that visualization pretty stable, now imagine that Buddha just growing and growing extra large. And now your body, the current size it is now in the heart of the Buddha. So there's no time and space, so the Buddha can go right through the floor. It can go as big as it needs to. And then you are sitting in the heart of the Buddha. And once you have that visualization stabilized, then dissolve it back into, so the Buddha shrinks back down, and now the Buddha's in your heart. And then the Buddha grows big, and you're in the heart of the Buddha. And so you can feel this unity with your Buddha nature as you expand from very, very small in your heart to very large, where you're sitting in the heart of the Buddha. And we'll do that. And then if you want to, for the last song, so there'll be 6 songs. So at the 6th song, if you would like to participate in the 108 Lights meditation, at that point, all of this light and energy and power that we have collected and amassed and immersed in our being, at that point, during the 6th song, you just give it away. You shine it. You become a light bulb. You become the sun. And it just radiates out into this world. And the tricky part of the 108 Lights technique is there will be things that will come and arise in your consciousness as you are shining that maybe you don't agree with, maybe that you don't like, or maybe things you want to see more of. I want you to dissolve those attachments and just literally be like the sun that shines equally on everything without conditions. So you're just a light bulb. And we just shine out that light into this world as it is, without putting any of our impressions or intentions upon it. And you'll catch yourself. You'll start intending things. You'll start wanting things. And at that moment, take that back into your being and really look at it as the attachment it is, and allow it. See if you can dissolve it into pure light. And then once you have dissolved it into pure light, then turn that light back out into the world. And again, that's optional at the end. If you're not there, or if that's not of interest to you, that's fine. Just stick with the little Buddha, big Buddha, and we will do that. So are there any questions before we begin? So sit up nice and straight as is comfortable. Now this is a little longer meditation, it's about 45 minutes. So if you're listening to this on a video, I recommend that you not drive. Please, find a place to pull over or save this later. But you want to sit up nice and straight and be comfortable. Because if you're uncomfortable, you're not going to want to sit in meditation again. If during the meditation your leg starts to go numb or get the pins and needles, just move it. Don't think about it. Just adjust. Your hands might move from different positions. That's fine. The trick is not to allow it to pull your attention away from the focal point. So let's begin. Let's try that. Let me see if I can share. take a moment to solidify your subtle body, to come back into your physical being. And then we bow with gratitude to the light that is within each one of us. Well, thank you for a beautiful meditation. Does anybody have anything they would like to share? Any experiences? Any questions? Yes.
What's the history of the meditation form, the small and large? Where did that come from?
The little Buddha, big Buddha?
Yeah.
Well, it came from, I was meditating and sitting in a Buddha field, and Buddhas just started playing, and it was like, oh, little Buddha, big Buddha. And it felt really nice. And so I was like, oh, I'll share it with people.
It did feel nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, sometimes if you can get the visualization clear enough, you can even combine it with the breath. So, little Buddha, and then big Buddha, and then little Buddha, big Buddha. And so you could even, in the middle of your day, you can take a moment to just connect to your little Buddha and your big Buddha. With that technique, I always find it interesting as it's changing size. There's a moment where it's, at least for me, it's ambiguous of like, who's the Buddha and who's me? What's my physical body and what is this Buddha that I'm seeing? So that's always an interesting moment. So, anybody else want to share, comment? Sure.
Where did you get the number 108?
Where does 108 come from? That is like one of the biggest mysteries. I mean, it's a Buddhist number, but every time I feel that in my bones, like I know, it's like there's something about this 108 number. It could be a numerology thing, 9 by 12, because 9 is a magical number, 12 is a magical number. And then there's different theories that there's 108 different chakras. So, I don't know. It's just there.
It's almost the number of elements that there are until they find more, right? Isn't that about 104?
Oh, yeah?
Something, but I mean, that kind of changes maybe as they discover that. And I mean, I think that the East Indians also, 108 also, so I guess I just never thought like how core that is. I mean, just assumed that it was. I was entertained by the elements as well, that aspect of it. So,
Yeah, exactly. There's 108 beads on a mala.
yeah, that's why I guess that's what, I don't know.
I don't know where it comes
Pagan
from.
or not, but and then 27 would also be a terrific with that. 427 is also 100.
Yeah.
Because you had me think of the nines, right?
Yeah, numbers are fun. You can get really lost in numbers, but 108 sounded good. So my hope is that we find 108 people willing to do this practice every day of just being this sunlight in this world, and then perhaps from there it'll grow to 108,000, and then 108 million, and it will just illuminate the world. That's the point. It's not about. I know for me, that's my role right now. It's just pure illumination. Other people have different roles where they need to actually go and build things and change things and modify structures, and there's a lot of important and interesting work being done right now. I know in some respects world feels very crazy and scary, but it always does. I mean, this is just a particularly intense incarnation, but there's always something. Like, I just always remember my teacher saying, you know, dogs have fleas and people have each other. so there's always going to be tension and people wanting things a certain way, and then other people wanting things a different way, and other people saying, no, my way's better, no, my way's better, and no, that's horrific, and no, this is perfect. And so we're always going to have that happening. But as we cycle, you know, the earth is cycling, the entire solar system is moving through the galaxy, the entire galaxy is moving. So we're moving through all these different energetic fields, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it. And right now our planet's just going through a dark period. And so we have this opportunity, if you're drawn to this, to use this time to really burn through any attachments, any samskaras that you've been carrying with you as a mind stream from life to life to life. These dark times are the perfect times to really rub up against those attachments and say, okay, am I done carrying that? And so it's not all bad. It's not all good. It just is. And it's beautiful and ecstatic, and it's an adventure. So thank you for being here with me on this adventure today. As I said, we're do mostly meditation on Saturdays, so